How you guys doing? Welcome back to the House of Business podcast. It's your host, Caleb Thompson. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you guys for watching these videos as usual. Now we're going to go over part 2 of the art of hustle, turning your passion into profit. On the first part of this, we went over 4 points, which is number 1 was defining your passion. Number 2 was validating your idea. Number 3 is the mindset shift from hobbyist to entrepreneur. Number 4 was monetization strategies. And those were the top 4. You can go back and you can listen to that on our House of Business podcast 2.0 on YouTube. You can go back and you can listen to that and kind of get an update on that before listening to this one. And we're going to give you the last 4 points on part 2. Once again, this is the House of Business podcast. I'm going to properly introduce myself. This is the House of Business podcast 2.0, where we give you the knowledge and tools to execute your dreams and visions. It's your host, Caleb Thompson. Once again, I'm glad you guys are here. I thank you guys for watching these videos. And if there is some information on here that you cannot use particularly, just share it. Share it with someone else that can, as a small business owner, or that's a entrepreneur or up-and-coming entrepreneur, and they will thank you for it. So let's just jump into it for time's sake. Once again, this is the art of hustle, turning passion into profit. Number 5, as we go on with the list, is branding and marketing your passion. You have to build a brand around your passion. You can just not have a passion and just not build a brand around it. We're going to go over what a brand is. So the core of branding is a perception and emotional connection basically a business creates with its audience. So when someone thinks about, you can brand yourself. My name is Caleb Thompson. I can brand that name. There's plenty of people that just branded their name. They themselves are a brand. So the way that they carry themselves, the way that they interact with people, the way that they present their products. One of them is Tabitha Brown. She basically copyrighted, trademarked her name, and she is the brand. She is the walking, talking brand for all of her products and everything she sells and everything as well. But when you brand, it's basically a perception, like an emotional connection with you and your clients, your customers, or your audience. Branding it's more than just a logo, a catchy slogan, things like that. It's how you make people feel when they interact with your business, or when they interact with you. You being the face of the business, but basically your business. But sometimes you're not there, and the business and the brand of your business still tells a story and it still connects with your clients, even when you're not there. Just keep that in mind. If you are the face of the business, operate in a way that complements your business as well. But yeah, it's just more than a logo and a catchy slogan. We're still talking about branding and marketing your passion. So social media marketing and digital marketing, I'm going to give you a couple tips on that. Social media marketing, digital marketing, it's basically the same thing. Digital marketing is the content is used on a social media platform. So digital marketing is anything from like videos, ads, just anything that you can use to advertise or market your brand that tells a story, that draws people in. If you have a burger, just say a spinach blue cheese burger on your menu. If you're a restaurant, you want to market that in a way where it's mouth-watering, where people want to come in and try the burger. But that visual content is what draws them in. That's what marketing is about. It's not only just drawing in customers, but it's part of sales. Marketing. That's why every position that you see that someone is the marketing director, it'll have sales attached to that title or that position. Sales and marketing. It goes hand in hand. So marketing basically preps you for the salesperson, preps you for sales. The sales guy takes over from there. Or if you are in sales, you bring people in, and sales takes over, and they execute, close the deal, and it helps to generate revenue or capital so that your business can grow, expand, or whatever you want to do from that point on. storytelling. Branding, with branding your business, use storytelling to connect with your audience. That's one way to draw in customers as well. Now, you do not have to have a sob story. No, everyone doesn't have a rags to riches story. Neither do you need one. There are people that have never lived a bad life, that can never lived a rags type of life, Aladdin type of life, that can still relate with your storytelling. There are plenty of people out there that grew up in a great home, that grew up not embracing or going through the struggle of many other individuals. So you don't always have to have a rags to riches story. You can have just a story that basically tells you, hey, I had a dream. We started here, and just like the Dad Gang, the guys that created Dad Gang, the hat, the clothing apparel and the hat. He said basically one day it just started off just two guys, and they said, man, they were dads, they were friends. And they said, man, let's make this hat, basically to represent, we're not in the gang, we're not hard, but we're Dad Gang, we're fathers, and they came up with this concept to make this hat, and they went from selling 10 hats to over, I think 100,000 hats to over millions of hats, millions and millions of dollars in sales. It just started with a small idea or a concept, and it just blew up and took off. And choosing the right platform also matters as well. So, for a long time, I marketed my content, my products and my services on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. But as soon as I started to take like all that content and place it on TikTok, which is another audience and is a broader social media platform, I got more hits, I got more likes, I got more plays, because that's an app that people are always on. So choosing the right platform, if you chose all of them, that would be great as well. So if someone looked you up on Google, they see that you have a track record. Your business didn't just start. You are across all social media platforms, which kind of gives you a vouch or a backing, because you are located on more than one platform, which is great as well. But yeah, you don't have to have a rags to riches story. There are plenty of people out there that can relate with you growing up in a good home. You getting a loan from your uncle. You had crowdfunding from your community, and everyone just supported you. Everyone doesn't have to have a bad story for branding, but no, there are a tribe or a group of people out there that will be able to relate. Number 6. Scaling your passion into a full-fledged business. This is where things get tricky. This is where your marketing comes in at. This is where your target market strategy comes in at. This is where your marketing strategy comes in at, and this is where your pricing strategy comes in at. So I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to scale your passion and turn into a full-fledged business. But number 1 on these tips is, when you're in transition, these tips are basically, when to quit your 9-to-5. Do not quit your 9-to-5 job. See, you work your passion and your 9-to-5 at the same time. See, when I first started my business, I was making, let's say, $2,500 every 2 weeks. I was making $2,500 every 2 weeks. And I was probably making $500 every 2 weeks with my passion or with my side business that I was going to turn into a full-fledged business. But I told myself I'm not going to quit my job until I make the amount that at least, my goal was to go from $500 to at least $1,000 a week, and then to make exactly what I make working 40 hours a week with my passion or making the exact amount of money. Once I started to make the exact amount of money, we built the clientele. We started to expand. We started to, generate capital for the business. And then I quit my job. Do not just run after your passion and you don't have any financial backing. You don't have any support. You're just running on a dream. I absolutely done that before and failed at a business and had to go back to work and had to do it all over again and kind of, had to retract everything, had to rebrand and had to relaunch that business again once I got smarter on not just up and leaving my job with bills and and rent and basically not the support that you need. So, when scaling your business turn to a full-fledged passion, the number one tip is do not leave your job, set a goal. Make sure you make exactly the same amount with your passion or more than you do at your 9 to 5. Number two is you have to learn the art of delegation. Once you start to generate, once you start to make money, once you start to, because you're going to have to wear every hat. I'm going to tell you that now. You're going to have to be the marketer. You're going to have to be the accountant. You're going to have to be the bookkeeper. You're going to have to be everybody. But once you start to expand and once you start to grow, don't try to do everything. Do not weigh yourself down. You are going to have to learn the art of delegation. Something that you do so well. Someone may not do it as well as you, but to take that extra stress off of you, you can kind of tell them what they want and allow them to grow into that role. And and delegate those tasks so you can have more time to do other things than you need to do. You can't update a website, put in orders, you know what I mean? Update the calendars, for events, and you can't do it all, man. Just if you're making enough money, I don't care if you have to hire a virtual assistant from the Philippines or Pakistan or maybe Nigeria. Hire a virtual assistant that can kind of take up some of these tasks, maybe social media managing, maybe just some small tasks, man, that can free your time and help you to focus on things that you need to focus on as being a visionary for the business. Number three is expanding beyond your original idea, adding new products or services. So once you start to delegate these tasks, it basically opens you up and give you more time to think on how to expand and how to expand your vision. If you're bogged down with just work, if you're bogged down with man, even with a keen sense of time management, when you're just bogged down with work, you really don't have time to sit back and see how can I take this business to the next level? What services can we add? What products can we add? You can you can question your clients. What can we do better? You can take a survey. What can we do better? What can we improve in this area, that area? So, you can do that with your clients, and you can also allow whoever you hire to help you to brainstorm as well. But you as the visionary, start to research, people that sell similar products. You're not plagiarizing, you're not stealing. Just take something, everything in this world. If someone made a delicious pasta, someone else took that same pasta, made a different sauce, and just turned it into their own. That's what the world is about. They're recycling ideas. People are creating their own ideas, and some people are taking some of those ideas and they are piggybacking off of them, but making the product and the service uniquely their own with their own personal stamp on it. But it all started with looking at Pinterest, or started with watching YouTube videos, or started with seeing someone else's content and somebody just just took it and made it their own, and which is different and separate, and probably in another. It's not in the same competitive market. It's so many ways you can customize something, a product or a service, to tailor it to a specific group of people that, you won't even be in the same lane, competitive lane, as the person that you got the idea from. And I'm not saying you to steal ideas, try to cultivate creativity through things that are around you, and, try to come up with your own ideas. But, it's okay to get a spark from someone. It's okay to say, oh, wow, I never thought of that. Let me try that, and maybe that may help my business. So it's okay with that. 7, common challenges and how to overcome them. So we're going to talk about some common challenges and how to overcome them. So number 1 is dealing with competition in the industry. There are some ruthless people in the industry, and that's in every business sector that you can think of. I don't care if it's medical science. There are some competitive people there. I don't care if it's in the finance industry, Wall Street, stocks, competitive people there. People are cutthroat in business. So try to stay authentic. Stay authentically yourself. Stay authentic and original with what you created and the vision that you originally have, and things will work out for you. And don't be jealous or envious. of anyone else. Stay in your lane, and get the help you need. If you come to a brick wall, be humble enough to ask for help. Don't see someone else surpassing you or doing something you're not doing, and you take all your time, energy, and your resources to attack them to make yourself feel better or try to pull them down to your level because you don't have the creativity to compete. Buy that creativity. Bring somebody else along to help you to think. Quit being cheap. You don't know it all. Bring another chef on board to help you to bring a recipe from Dubai, creativity, and pay them what they're worth. Instead of using, what you've been blessed with so far, using your success, using your energy, your time, and just using it to instead of coming up with a plan on how to advance and expand in business, you're coming up with a plan on how to kill, destroy, and, the competitor. That's the same energy it takes for you to do that is the same energy it takes for you to come together with your team and come up with a way to help you guys to compete at a higher level. Okay, you need to learn how to handle setbacks. Any type of setbacks, you need to learn how to handle those. There's a book called Emotional Intelligence. Read that book. You are going to need to read that book, Emotional Intelligence. I cannot think of who the author is at the moment, but it's a book called Emotional Intelligence, and it's a book called Emotional Intelligence 2.0. They even have a book that has a worksheet or workbook with it. You are going to need to cultivate emotional intelligence because you're going to have thick skin. You're going to have to know how to take some punches. You're going to have to know how to hear and don't hear, see and don't see, speak and don't speak. You cannot let someone put you in a trick bag to the point that people are going to intentionally try to frustrate you. They're going to intentionally try to irritate you. They're going to intentionally lie on you to get a reaction out of you and say, I told you that guy's an angry person. And they just pushed you to that point, but they wanted to make sure they push you to that point in front of the right people so that their negative narrative about you could seem true. There are people like that, very narcissistic, very, as you say, wicked. The human race is like that. But there are some people that will go over and beyond. There are a lot of people that are in places and spots and have titles, are placed in these certain areas, not because they earned it, but because they either butt kissed their way in that position or they destroyed really good talent with just, some of the most evil ways, some things you wouldn't even think of, lies, backstabbing, mockery. They did all these things just to get people out of the company. And now the company is stuck with them and they're in this position and they don't have the skill set. And they're just lying their way to the top. They're just backstabbing their way to the top. They're just manipulating their way to the top, and it's really hurting the company they work for. But they have this cloak of this mask that they wear so well that without really any type of discernment, it's hard to catch these people. So, as an entrepreneur, make sure you hire the right people, ask some questions to kind of line up with your own morals and values. That way you can make sure that your company culture, that it helps to cultivate potential instead of kill it. You know what I mean? The third point on common challenges and how to overcome them, you have to stay motivated during hard times, handle setbacks right, and deal with the competition in your industry by being authentic. Staying grounded, having emotional intelligence, and things will work out for you. Number 8, this is the last one. I'm going to give you some actionable steps to kind of help you to take. Number 1 is something that I want to tell you. The first step is I want you to understand that you just have to start broke. Start with just the idea. Start by writing it down. Start by journaling whatever you want to do. Start by doing research, whatever you want to do and whatever your passion is. Find ways, research, find people who's already done what you've done. Read a couple success stories. Try to work in some industries. If you want to be a chef, work in that industry. If you want to work in, if you want to own a bakery, start to, take 3 months to work in a bakery, kind of see how to sell things, customer service, help you with your customer service, help you with a lot of other things, so start broke, find put together a strategy to help you to start to become better, man. Whatever you're doing, to start to grow, not only from passion, but to critique your skill set to a point where you become an expert in that field or that area. Number two is, some more actionable steps is I want to give you some books to read. These books are some books that I read that really helped me. Number one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's basically teaching you how to rewire your brain from bad habits to good habits. Every time you quit smoking, you need to replace that with something else. Some people use candy. Some people, when you quit drinking, some people replace it with the gym. And some people do both. But I'm not saying that. But I'm saying once you cannot stop one thing without replacing it, because if you don't replace it, you will go back to it. So start to create new when leaving old habits, create new habits, replace them with new habits, with good habits. So number one is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Number two is The Power of Character and Leadership. When you start a business, you automatically become a leader. You automatically become a CEO, a visionary. You are a leader. So your character tells a lot, not only about you, but about your business and your company culture. So number two is The Power of Character and Leadership by Dr. Miles Monroe. And number three is Great CEOs Are Lazy by Jim Schexler. Number three is Great CEOs Are Lazy by Jim Schlexer. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Great CEOs Are Lazy. It basically teaches you the art of delegation. Everyone that is rich or a millionaire or a billionaire, you know what? They know how to hire well, and they know how to delegate tasks. They pay people for their time so that they can be free and clear to do other things, to go to meetings, to make better business partnerships, to do things that's going to help the business for the next 20 years. They're not sitting there punching a computer. They're not sitting there taking orders in their restaurant. They are buying people's time. And Great CEOs Are Lazy basically teaches you the art of delegation and how important delegation is and how it helps you with your own personal time management. It frees you from the hustle and bustle of every day. You do not start a business. You don't leave McDonald's, start a business, and you leave a job and create another job. Your aim is, when you create a business, is to put together operational systems, put together a team so that you can work your way out of the business. You are working your way out of the business so that you can sit back. You might have to come check on the business, check on the profit and loss statements, kind of see where you are with, have meetings, weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings with your team. Always on call, but you have a main person. Not everyone has access to you, just those main people in your business. And you have a meeting with those people, but you work your way out of that business so that, once the money starts, you're making money while you're sleeping. You take those, retained earnings or those profits, and you start to put them in stocks, and you start to put them in, other assets that can help you to create generational wealth. So that's what you do. But man, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the House of Business Podcast 2.0 with your host, Caleb Thompson. This is the place where we give you the knowledge and tools to execute your dreams and visions. And we will be back next Saturday at 6 o'clock. You guys tune in. And this is the art of hustle, turning your passion into profit. This is part 2. It will be available. Well, you will know when it's available, because I'll post it on LinkedIn, and I'll also post it on Facebook and other social media platforms. We will be moving to Spotify and Apple Podcasts very soon. So you guys stay tuned for those updates. And we will see you back here next Saturday. Peace.